Amanda here. So I decided to take some big steps and asked my doctor about getting into gastric bypass surgery and how I would go about that. So I had to join part of this hospital program, which you go to a seminar and you find out all about the surgery options, the process, side effects, things that you have to deal with, things you have to do to get prepared, all of the above. So I did that. And then after that, you fill out like a 14-page thing. It's crazy, like all you eat, like your habits, just medical stuff, all that. Then the surgeon's office calls you and they set up an appointment. So my first appointment was on September 11th. Today is the 6th of October. So a little less than a month I've been going through this. So I met with the surgeon. First I met with the coordinator, and then the surgeon came in and we talked about our options, and I decided I wanted to go with the full-on gastric bypass. And due to the fact that I have acid reflux and my problem is sugars, so obviously, with gastric bypass you have a better chance of having dumping syndrome, which is where you get ill, essentially, with sugars. So that would help then from you eating those bad things and therefore losing more weight as well. So part of my insurance requirement is that I lose, or that I'm in that program for 3 months. The surgeon wanted me to lose at least 10% of my body weight, so that puts me right at 30 pounds, before they will do the surgery. So no problem, like I just lost 30 pounds on my own over about a year or so. And so, yeah, I can do it. I'm like, all right. So I met with a dietitian. She gave me this huge binder, which I will show you because it's crazy. I put like all my medical stuff that I keep getting in the mail, but it's like this huge binder full of information, whether it be like nutritional stuff, what to expect with surgery, what to expect after surgery, like your liquid diets, your soft foods, all of that stuff, which I can go in more on a separate video on those details. But it was definitely overwhelming. And while I was waiting for the dietitian, I read through this because the surgeon actually handed me this. And I read through it, and they said to read through it like 3 times to really get familiar with the materials, which I did. So I read through it. She met with me. She talked a lot about protein, which I'll tell you during the seminar, the surgeon said, like, number one thing after weight loss surgery is to make sure you get your protein first before eating anything else. And she said the reason for that is if you don't get enough protein, your hair will fall out. And so I'm like instantly like, oh my God, like that cannot happen. I only have 4 hairs as it is now. Like I can't lose any more hair. So dietitian again reiterated the protein, doing protein shakes, protein supplements, that type of thing. Also with gastric bypass, after surgery, you cannot take like pills and things of that sort because you digest them differently. So you have to find vitamins that either dissolve under the tongue or are like meltable ones, like the chewable. They cannot be gummies, like because of how they process everything. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Like, so I was like, all right, I'm writing this stuff down. I'm taking the information. And so then after that, I have an appointment set up in a month with a dietitian again. I'm going to go every month and meet with her up until I have surgery. And even after that, I think we have to meet as well as part of their program. So she's also having me keep a log of my calories. She set me on a low-calorie diet of 1,200 calories, which when I heard it, I'm like, okay, like that's not bad. That doesn't sound that bad, right? Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, when I went through, and I started counting actually what I was eating in a day and logging it, I realized real quick that you could get to 1,200 very easily, especially if you were eating out or anything like that, which I work from home, so I like to be able to go meet friends and eat out and enjoy a drink and all that. So, for example, I looked at Red Robin. I love their chicken sandwich. 1,100 calories just for the sandwich. So I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. So I first paid for like an app to have like the advanced like options where you have a lot different tracking and things like that. But then I actually found this app called Bariatastic or Bear Baritastic. It's basically like bariatric surgery, but it's kind of like that plus fantastic. Anyways, I'll put the information down below. So I found that app, which is super helpful because it's got reminders to like drink water, reminders to take your vitamins, which they told me right away to already start getting used to taking vitamins, especially because of the taste and different things like that. So already get used to that, as well as protein shakes, because you will be on a liquid diet usually about 2 weeks prior to surgery. And definitely a couple to a few weeks after surgery. So they told me to start trying those out, getting used to that. So I joined that. Great. You can log everything. It tells you how many calories, how many protein you're at, all of that. So I found that super helpful, and I've been using it ever since. It's really kept me accountable. I'll tell you, the first week was great. Like, I didn't have any problems. Like, I was meeting my calories. I wasn't that hungry. I was feeling good. Like, I cut out pop, which that was like my ultimate biggest like hurdle, because I am a pop drinker, like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper. Like, I still have a craving for it. I'm not gonna lie. Most people say that you eventually like don't have a craving for it anymore. I'm waiting for that to happen, because right now I could really go for Dr. Pepper or Pepsi. But anyway, so I've been logging on that. I also found that there is basically the same app, but it's called Bariatric Pal, or again, I don't know how to say it properly, but it's a Pal app. And so it has basically a bunch of like forums and almost like a blog style where you can like go to different sections. So if you want to learn about, proteins and vitamins, you can go here. If you want to learn about people's journeys, you can go here. If you want to learn about insurance stuff, go here. And people post about their experiences, people post their questions. So I know the first thing I did, because I was overwhelmed with all these pages of information and all these resources and the different protein powders. Oh my God, I did not realize how many there is in the world. And they're expensive. Like, to be able to determine which one you're going to like and to try them out, you're wasting a good amount of money. So I posted on there what people's favorite protein powders were that didn't taste very bad, and still met the requirement, because you have to have a certain amount of calories, a certain percentage of protein. It has to be, I think, 80% protein in the protein powder, and it has to start with a specific ingredient on the list. So anyway, so I asked people for that. I was also interested in finding a blender, because I don't have one currently. And ones I've had in the past were just like, meh, okay. But I wanted like a really heavy duty blender that I could use for my protein shakes and mix in fruits. Also, like later on, like soups or soft foods when I get to that after surgery, like to have that available so that I don't get tired of the same thing over and over again. So I ended up going with the Nutra blender in the Auto IQ, and it's got like the 2-part, so you can like, you have one that does like your shakes and things like that. Then you have one that does like seasonings, and it's like a food processor kind of, and it can do breads and like different things like that. And then it comes with 2 like drink things that actually have like lids, so you can drink out of them. I'll show them sometime on a video if you'd like me to review it. And again, I'll post it down below, because obviously I'm not good with the names of this. So I got that, and I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. It was originally 120 something. It was on sale for I think 90 something, and then I used the 20% off coupon. So I got it for like $79. So it was a really good deal. I also asked about vitamins. I learned that there's also some vitamin patches that you can do. So if you're not one that likes the taste of the dissolvables or the chewables, you can do the patch, which I thought was super cool. They are a little expensive, so just something to keep in mind. I haven't tried the vitamins yet, but I do plan to do that very soon. So that's kind of been my process so far. The next step was to do a psych evaluation to make sure that you're fit for surgery. And then also to do a sleep study to make sure that you don't have sleep apnea or any other issues, as well as an upper GI. And especially because I have acid reflux, they want to stick a scope down into my stomach to make sure I don't have any ulcers or anything like that that would hurt with the surgery. So I've done the sleep study. Oh my gosh, what an experience. And I'll be sure to share that on the next video because it's a long one. So stay tuned if you want to learn more. I plan on walking you guys through my journey. I haven't seen a lot of videos out there about weight loss and gastric bypass. I mean, there is some out there, but I just thought I would share my story, my experience, and what I've gone through this process, and that hopefully you'll learn things I learned, things I wish I would have known to ask the doctor or the surgeon, things I would have known about my insurance and just planning and things of that sort. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys.